gains. Hello. Today's video is on something that, this topic comes up a lot, and it's a commonly held misconception with, not just people who are like into fitness and into training, but people who are full-on personal trainers. I've heard this from rather senior coaches at gyms and even people who teach personal training, and quite frankly it scares me because there's like no logic to it at all. So without further ado, let's address training while cutting. So you're on a cut, you're going to lose fat, you're going to try and get shredded, maybe you're cutting for a show, maybe it's a photo shoot, maybe you just want to look good for the beach, whatever, you're dropping fat. A lot of people now will say, oh, we're cutting, so we're going to drop the weights that we're using in the workouts. We're going to do high reps, lots of pump sets, upwards of 20 reps to carve out definition, and yeah, completely change training. Don't do heavy weights anymore because cutting, and instead do light weights. Just let that sink in for a moment. If you'll excuse me. What the fuck? This makes absolutely no sense. You're cutting, you're restricting calories, and you want to hold on to as much lean mass as you can while you're losing the fat. That should be your primary goal, so you don't fuck your metabolism and stuff. So why are you going to change your training to lift lighter weights for higher reps? And I've heard some people say, stop going to failure, stop using intensity principles, basically lighten up on the training. This, if anything, this is the time where you should be going super hard. Let me explain it to you. Your body's at a caloric deficit and it's looking for ways to satisfy that deficit. So it's used to having this muscle tissue there to lift the weights that you normally lift, the heavy weights. So if you stop lifting those weights, your body no longer needs that adapted muscle tissue. So in effect, you're begging your body to break down some of that tissue to use it as fuel. Straight up. There's a lot of complicated scientific stuff involved in this, but in a nutshell, if you decrease your training intensity, your training volume, the weights that you're using, you're not giving your body any reason to hold on to that muscle. So if anything, your training should get heavier and you should focus on maintaining as much strength as you can. Don't lose strength, keep pushing for it. And this stuff about high reps is going to carve out definition is bullshit. At the end of the day, you should look at training as stimulus. That's what it is. You're stimulating the muscles at its core. That's all it is. So regardless of whether you're cutting, bulking, maintaining, Y3T cycling, whatever you're doing, the goal is just to stimulate muscle, okay? Contract and stretch. Muscle. Stimulate. That's it. So whatever you're doing, your training shouldn't change, okay? So whatever program you're using for bulking right now, if you decide to go into a cut, keep it like, there is no, there are other arguments that because you're not going to be gaining size, maybe you're going to amend a few things, or maybe cut down on volume a little bit because you don't have the energy there or whatever. But really, there's no need to change training. If anything, you should focus on doing 5x5 or 5-3-1 or one of those strength protocols at the start of your training to make sure that you're maintaining it, to make sure that your body needs to hold on to that muscle so that you can continue lifting those heavy weights. Okay, rant over. If you're cutting, you don't need to do high reps to bring out definition or tone, and you just need to lift in the same way that you have been when you've been bulking or maintaining or whatever else you've been doing. Stimulate the muscle, maintain your strength, drop the fat. Simples.